Okay, I'll start with the video.
Thanks.
Connectra creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, Connect Together, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative. This month, you'll learn about programs with the Richmond Centre for Disability and Gambling Support BC. Tuesdays are for ABC Studios Art Therapy with Connectra. Wednesdays are Chair Yoga with Bobby Seal-Kavitsky. Thursdays are Adaptive Fitness with Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Fridays are Contemporary Improv Dance Classes with Janice Lawrence. Every third Friday is a Growable presentation by the Disabled Independent Gardening Association. This month, we're talking squirrels in Stanley Park, so don't miss out on September 15th. Every third Monday is our Perspective series, where you'll hear from guest speakers on varying topics. Join us on September 18th to hear a discussion about navigating music with a disability. Save the date for our upcoming Accessible Community Forum on accessible healthcare in British Columbia on October 27th. Check our website for more information and to have your voice heard by filling out our survey. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at Connectra Society.
Okay, you can start.
Great, thanks. Hello, everyone. It's Julie Meier from Ocean Rehab and Fitness. I'm here to work out with you today. Today's workout, we will need a dowel if you have one. So dowel or maybe a towel, just keep your hands spaced apart. A physio band will work as well. A set of hand weights. I'll probably only use one today, but if you have a set handy, you can keep those close. And then I'll be cueing water breaks throughout. So if you have water handy, that would be great too. All right. So here we go. We're just going to start back in our chair. Maybe with your eyes closed if you want to focus a little more on your breathing. So thinking of every breath in, making your head come a little closer to the ceiling, and a breath out to release. So nice even breath in and an equally even breath out. Every time you breathe in, the crown of your head gets just a little bit closer to the ceiling. Breath out to release. One more like that. Breath in, grow a little taller. Breath out to release. And just like we have been doing, we're going to focus on belly breathing now, just for a moment, and get a bit of core engagement tuned in there as well. So maybe you take your hands to your belly, or hands on your lap is fine too. Now with every breath in, you fill up your belly like a balloon, and every breath out squeezes all the air out. So breath in, your belly fills with air, and breath out, your core muscles squeeze every last drop of air out. We'll do a few more like that. Breath in and out. Let's do two more. In and out. And last one. And out. Good. Let's start with our right side. So I'm going to do the opposite and get going with a little bit of an arm circle to the back. So right side arm circle. Maybe getting a little bit bigger as you go. So if you feel like as that shoulder warms up that you have a little bit more access to a greater range, go ahead and use that. Maybe you're even going to add just a small bit of spinal rotation towards that side that you were reaching. Last two. And one. Let's do the same on the other side. So starting just with the arm, shoulder roll to the back. Arm circle. Maybe getting a little bit bigger as you feel that shoulder warming up. And then maybe adding in just a little bit of trunk rotation. Good, let's do 2 more. And 1. All right, for our next one, we're going to take our shoulders up by our ears and then slide them down our back. So every time you slide your shoulder blades down your back, you're thinking of how there's muscles that sit right at the base of your shoulder blades that are going to engage to hold those shoulder blades down in position. So for the exercises we do today, we want those shoulders down and the muscles that sit at the base of your shoulder blade to hold tight. Last 2. And 1. Good. And then give me a shoulder check. One way, back to center, the other way, just warming up through our neck. Slow range just to make sure you don't get too dizzy if you move your head too fast. Good. Last one each way like that. And then we're going to do a nice slow neck rotation. So going around in a nice slow circle, maybe being a little bit cognizant of what areas are tighter. Maybe you stop there, give a little pause, and then we'll go back the other direction. One more in this direction. Good. Let's do both arms out, reaching forward and then grabbing onto an imaginary object and pulling it in towards you. So shoulder blades squeeze together every time you pull in. So warming up through mid-back and thoracic spine. Let's do 3 more here. 2 and 1. Awesome. Let's take that reach up now. So you're going to reach straight up and pull straight down. So elbows on a nice even track facing forward to start. Good. Let's do 3 more here. 2 and 1. All right, we're going to make sure those shoulders are still set down and into position. And we're going to come for lat pull down. So arms are going to be overhead. If you need to have support behind your chair, make sure you move to a spot where that's where there's a stable area for you. Reaching up, pulling down. So like you're grabbing onto something and pulling it down towards you. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Awesome. All right, we're going to do those moves kind of in reverse. So it's a little bit of mind over matter as far as what muscles you're making work, because our class today is mostly push and pull based. So we were just doing the reach and the pull. Now we're going to do push. So we're going to push away and then release of the way and push. So you can imagine that you're pushing something heavy away from you. Getting those chest muscles working. Good. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. We're going to do the same thing on towards the ceiling. So we're going to press up, release on the way down. So try to get those shoulder muscles engaged. We don't have any weights in our hands yet, but we want those muscles to warm up with this press. Maybe it's not fully up overhead. That's okay. So if you have a shoulder that's maybe feeling a little sore or stiff today, only working within the range that's comfortable for it. Let's do 2 more. And 1. Awesome. And then let's just change that one more time. So just like we were doing the lat pull down, we'll do a push up now. So we're going to push towards the ceiling from the side, return back to our sides. Good. Let's do 3, 2, and last one here. All right, ready to ease our way into cardio. You'll need your dowel for this portion of the class. As I said, if you don't have a dowel and you have maybe a towel or something else just to keep your hands evenly spaced, that's great. If you don't have any of those things handy today, just having your hands at the spacing that you would have, about shoulder width, as you would if you had a dowel in hand. I'm just going to get my timer ready here. We're going to do things in 1 minute intervals today. So I have my timer ready. Our first one is just an ease into cardio as per usual, working at your own pace. So if you find that you need to warm up a little more before you get too far into this, nice easy strokes as we do some kayaking moves. So here's our first minute. We're just going to do a nice easy front paddle. And I'm just going to adjust my camera maybe just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to slide back so you can see more of me. There we go. Good. So this is our cardio portion. Lots of ways to add some more intensity to this if you are ready. As our first one, we want to kind of ease into it a little bit though. So I'll let you decide. So nice even stroke side to side. We got about 20 seconds left on this one. And I have about 10 minutes worth of cardio for you, maybe just a little bit more. So you'll see the same move again. There's our first minute done. All right, for our next one, we're back paddling. So if we're trying to go backwards, we need probably a little bit more rotation through our trunk for this one, but that's not necessary. I can still do it with my shoulders square. If I add in that trunk rotation, I use more muscles. So I'm already maybe getting just a little bit more cardio out of it. And I'm engaging my core more. So I am getting more general core work out of the exercise if I do a little bit of rotation towards that paddle stroke. So I'll let you decide if that's a good idea for you. Good. We got about 5 seconds left on this one. Awesome. Our next one's adding in a little bit more core as well. I'm going to call it a hinged front paddle. So you're going back to forward paddle, but with more forward and back movement, if that's good for you today. So you can decide how much of that you add in. Looks good. Keep going. So the more you're reaching and then pulling, the more your body is working, whole upper body into this movement. Good. That timer is almost ready to go off. Awesome. For our fourth move, we're going to do semicircles. So this one isn't necessarily purely cardio, but it is still certainly working some upper body muscles and core, and probably will leave you a little bit breathless. So decide again here if you're doing a little bit of rotation or if you're only doing the side to side move. Maybe take it faster, but don't add the rotation, or slow it down, add a bit of rotation. So this is the fourth exercise out of 4. After we're done this minute, maybe we'll take a quick water break, and then you're going to see the same 4 exercises coming at you again. Awesome. So if you need to kind of roll out those shoulders and let go of your dowel for a moment, go ahead, grab a drink of water, get ready for round 2. Let me just reset my timer so I don't cheat you out of a minute of cardio. All right. And we'll do our first minute. So that was our forward paddle. Maybe you're feeling nice and warm now and you're ready for some extra cardio. So maybe you're really speeding it up. Nice, strong paddles side to side. We'll keep upright for this one. Shoulders facing forward. And just like when we were doing one of the breathing exercises at the beginning, where we were imagining that our belly was full of air and we were squeezing it out, I want that little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of engagement through the core, just to keep nice and strong as we do this move. 10 more seconds here. Good. Our next one was a back paddle. So starting to dip, paddle back first, then coming around. You can stay upright for this one. You can maybe do a little back, sit back, and then a bit of a rotation to add more obliques, side core muscles to the exercise. Speed it up if you like. If you're speeding it up, you're probably more shoulders facing forward, just because there's not really the time to do a rotation at the same time, right? Good. About 10 more seconds. Excellent. Our third one was our hinged forward paddle. So if you want to really dig in, coming forward a little farther with each paddle stroke. Shoulders facing forward for this one. Our hinges from the hips. Nice long spine right up to the top of your head. Almost done this one. All right, fourth one for this cycle is our half circle rotations. So that was either shoulders square, a nice quick side to side move. So that's helping to engage our obliques, our side core muscles, or slow it down a bit, do a bit of rotation and engage that way instead. So whichever one's feeling better for you today. Again, this one's not purely core, but you should still feel like it's making you a little bit warmer, right? Yeah, we're almost done this one. And then we'll take a brief pause again. Timer's going off in 5. Excellent. So shake out those shoulders, maybe roll them out a bit. We're going to do that set of 4 exercises one more time through. I'm going to give you some different options. If you've had enough of the cardio portion, you might change it up a little bit. Or keep it exactly the same, go hard if that's what you are after today. So here's our first minute of our nice upright front paddle. So if you are into cardio and you want to make the most of these last 4 minutes of our cardio, you're going hard, quick paddles. If you're, maybe feeling like it's about enough cardio and you want to change things up, you're doing big range of motion instead. So just testing out shoulder range of motion here. So whichever one feels better for you, the faster cardio move or the slower range of motion. Good. 5 more seconds here. Awesome. All right, our next one was our back paddle. The same applies there. If you're into cardio, start speeding things up. Maybe adding that rotation. And then if you would prefer to work through range of motion, big side to side moves. So challenging those shoulders to move in their biggest possible circle as you back paddle. Looks good. We only have 2 more minutes for cardio. This is coming to the end. 5 more seconds. All right. Same applies for our third exercise. That was the hinged paddle where you're reaching for that next paddle stroke. If you want to get the cardio in, nice quick strokes, shoulders facing forward. If you want to work on more range of motion, same thing applies. Maybe you're doing just a little bit of rotation through the trunk here too, if that feels good. So again, decide which one feels better for you. The faster cardio move or the slower range of motion. Five more seconds. Excellent. For our last one, I'm going to make one small change. We're going to grab the dowel facing palms up for this one and go side to side. So that semicircle around your body. We were either doing it fast or we were doing it slow with rotation. So again, your choice. We got 20 more seconds here, and then we are done our cardio portion and moving on to some resistance work. Three, 2, and 1. Awesome. That's all we need the dowel for now. I may use it for stretching at the end, so maybe keep it handy. All right, I'm stopping my timer. Shake it out. Maybe grab another drink of water. And you can grab one weight, please. If you don't have a weight, maybe a water bottle or a soup can or something like that to provide a little bit of resistance, or using just range of motion. All right, so I said we were doing push-pull motions. You'll recognize all of these from our warm-up. Just move it up a little bit so you can see more of my upper body now. All right, so we're going to do 10 repetitions of each exercise. We'll do them all the way through and then we'll come back to them each again. So our first one is an overhead press. I'm going to keep my elbow facing forward for this one. So this is our push move. We're going to push for the ceiling or punch for the ceiling, bring it back down. So we'll do 10 of those. Shoulder is set, front shoulder muscle doing most of the work. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Change it up to the other side. Make sure that shoulder is set in position. Elbow is facing forward. If it needs to be slightly out for comfort's sake, that's okay too. Pressing all the way up, returning. So ready to do 10. We'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Perfect. So that was our pushing. Our next exercise, if you want to switch back to that first side again, is our pull. So we'll make this one like a lat pull down. You have to remind the muscles a little bit that what their job is in this, because we don't have anything that we're actually attached to from above to pull. But the exercise will start above your head or slightly to the side. And then the pull comes from your lat muscles to pull your elbow down close to your side. So this is the easy part. We're going to go down. That's the workload. 10. Squeeze. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, and last one. Perfect. Let's do the same on the other side. So arm is out to the side. Our starting point is up overhead. Our workload phase is squeezing down. Let's get ready to do 10 of those. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Perfect. Shake that one out. So one of the reasons that we're only holding one weight today is because we need our core muscles to stabilize a little bit more when one arm is overhead, as opposed to both. The other reason is just so we can focus a little bit more on the muscle group being used. It's a little easier to focus on one side at a time. So our next one we're going to do is our push move again. So this is going to be a chest press. Our chest muscles, again, need to be reminded a little bit that it's their job to do this. So we're going to start with the weight just above lap level, fairly close to our body, and then push it straight forward. So chest muscles and certainly some shoulder muscles, but hopefully the majority of the workload is chest, push, return. Oh, I forgot to count. Now let's do 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. We'll do the same on the other side. So you should feel some tension in your chest and front shoulder muscles with this exercise. Same thing on this other side. Push forward. That's the workload phase, and then return. So let's go 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Fourth exercise of 4, and then we'll move back to doing the same exercises one more time through, is our row. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit lower for this one. I didn't cue you to maybe have a pillow, but if you decide that you want to do this as a hinged exercise and you need a little bit of extra forward support for this, if you have something handy to set on your lap, that is great. So you can either be upright for this one, weight beside your knee to squeeze. So this is our pull, or you can be hinged, weight is just past your shin, I guess, and then squeezing this way. So whichever way you choose, we're doing 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Change that to the other side. So you should feel some tension, some muscles that have been working in between your shoulder blade and your backbone with that one. Same thing here. You can be upright if that is feeling better for you today, or you can be hinged with or without some support on your lap for this one. So getting ready to do 10 here as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Perfect. That's our first round of 2. We're going to go back to do those exercises a second time around. So another set of 10 per side. We started with our overhead press. So that one had our elbow facing more or less forward, whatever is comfortable for your shoulder. Shoulder itself staying down as that arm presses for the ceiling. So let's do 10 here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's do the same on the other side. Shoulders set into position, elbow facing forward, pushing towards the ceiling. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that was our push phase. We're going back to that first side again and doing our pull in the form of a lat pull down. So shoulders will be set. Arm is up slightly overhead to start. Elbow comes down towards your side with the muscle at your side contracting. So let's do 10 there. 10, squeeze. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. All right, shake that one out. So let's do the same on the other side. Elbow out, palm facing forward, up past your head, squeezing that elbow down to your side. Get ready to do 10, 9, 8, squeezing, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. Shake that out. Weight comes back to that first side again. Getting ready to do our press or push here in the form of a chest press. So chest muscles contract as that weight presses forward and then release to bring your arm back. Ready for 10, 10, 9, 8, squeeze as you press away, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Ready to press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Good. We have one more in this sequence to be done. That was our pull from either an upright or a slightly hinged position. I'm going to stay upright this time for the exercise. So we're starting forward just above your knee and then shoulder blades squeezes to bring that arm back. So let's do 10 here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one on this side. Let's even it out on the other side. Shoulders set, hinged if you prefer, squeezing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, shake that out. If you need another drink of water, go right ahead. We have just a little bit more resistance work to do, and then I'll leave lots of time for stretching. I'll also stick around after class, as usual, for a few minutes. If you have any questions or just want to chat for a few minutes, we can do that as well. All right, so this exercise, the next couple exercises are for core. I'm going to have the weight out front. If you decide that you would rather not have it out there, that is fine. This exercise will be a little bit dependent on the type of chair you're in. So if you are able to be forward a bit and have a bit of back motion, so to sit back towards the chair back or past the chair back, depending if you have a low back, that's our ideal goal. If you just have forward motion, so a little bit of hip flexion to the front, that's fine as well. That will do the trick too. So we want our main core muscles, our rectal abdominals, our larger muscle group to do most of the work here. The weight is just out front with some gently bent elbows just to hold it into place, shoulders away from our ears. So if possible, sitting back, pulling up, and maybe with a slight forward hinge. I'm not going to count this one out. We're going to go for a little while, not too long. Good. We'll do 3 more like this. I have a small change to make. 2 and 1. So if that all felt good and you want to add just a little bit more difficulty, as you come either nice and upright or slightly forward, you're going to give a forward reach with the weight. So it's going to look like that. Sit back, come up, forward reach. Sit back, come up, switch sides. So you might have to do a little bit of, you can always go one hand on the weight this way if that's comfortable for you. If you have a larger weight, that's probably not really accessible. Sit back, come up, slight hinge as you reach. Good. We're going to do 1 more per side. So switching that weight 2 more times. Excellent. All right. So our last main exercise before we get into stretching is for our obliques, our side core muscles. And we're going to set that one up with the weight down by our side, hips nice and even in our chair. We are going to side flex towards the side that is holding the weight and then use these core muscles to pull back upright again. So side flex, coming back up. If you find that maybe the weight is too much and you would rather just do it with no weight in hand, that's totally fine. And this one needs to be slow, just so we have time to really focus on the fact that these core muscles are helping to pull us back up. And of course, there's no right answer for how far down you're going. It's however your body feels best. Trying to keep your hips nice and even on your chair seat though. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's finish that off with the other side. So weight is arm extended down by your side, tipping towards that weighted side, hips nice and even on the chair, core muscles pulling you back up tall. Side flex, up tall. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. And last one here. Awesome. We are all done with the weights. We do not need them anymore. Just set them somewhere out of the way. I am going to actually use the dowel for the first part of warm up today. So if you do have that handy, or again, a towel, if that was what you had instead, that will be just fine for this first exercise anyway. And then I'll give you some more modifications as needed. So when we were doing our push-pull, we used our lat muscles as we were pulling down. I want to stretch those guys out a little bit right now, and we'll stretch some shoulders kind of at the same time. So let's actually start with elbows almost up at our shoulders, just doing a little bit of rotation. So we're starting to slow things down. Maybe we're getting a little stretch through front shoulder and chest as your arms come up. Last one like that. And then now we're going to bring it up and over. So getting a little bit more stretch specifically through the lat muscles here. Back to center. Same thing on the other side. If this feels like enough, you're going to stay here while we do our next stretch as well. If you want to add a little bit more side flexion into things, as your arms come off to the side, perhaps you do a little side flexion and maybe even extend your arms. So now we're looking for a stretch more down our full side body on one side. And then back to center. And same thing on the other side. So stay with just the arms if that's best for you, or add a little bit of a side flex, maybe extend your arms. Yeah, bring that back to center. So if you have your dowel, you will use it for the next exercise. If you don't, you will just do range of motion, similar to what I'm doing from a movement perspective. So if you have the dowel, maybe I'll just move my camera a little bit again. You're going to plant one side on the floor, maybe at about hip level, about a foot off to the side. So we're going to stretch through our chest this way and front shoulder. So you're going to take that dowel and push it away diagonally behind you, opening up through your chest, shoulder. I feel it a little bit in through my bicep as well. I have a straight arm right now for this one. My shoulder itself is away from my ear. Come back to center. You might do that one exactly the same, or you might add one more piece to that exercise or that stretch. So we're going to set it up the same way, reaching back, same side. This time, if you want to add a little bit more neck stretch, you're going to look away from the stretching side. So shoulder check, away. And maybe before you come back to center, you'll change your gaze to look down at your hip. Good. Bring that back to center. We'll do that same stretch on the other side as well. So the dowel is at about hip level, or about in range with your hip, a foot away from you. Arm is extended and then pulls back behind you. Shoulder is low. Focusing on the stretch through your chest and in through front shoulder, perhaps even down through your bicep. Good. Bring that one back to center. Do it again the exact same way with possibly the addition of a neck release as well. So maybe you do just that rotation back, and then maybe you look away from the side you're stretching. So shoulder check the opposite direction. And then turn your gaze down towards your hip. Yeah, bring that back to center. I have one more potentially with the dowel. If you feel comfortable, it kind of depends on your floor surface. I'm on carpet today, so I have a little bit more grip for this dowel. I'm going to set my dowel in front of me, kind of to center of my 2 feet and about 6 inches ahead of my feet. Both hands are going to be on the dowel. So if this is a slippery surface, I'm going to show you a modification in a minute. So if you feel like the dowel is in contact with the floor and not going to go anywhere, you're going to do a little bit of a forward hinge. So a bit like our cat stretch, but maybe with a long spine and just feeling like side body and rear shoulders are getting a good stretch here. If you feel like this is not a good idea, if you're doing the stretch right now, hold it. If you're not, you're going to have your hands on your lap instead, hinged forward, and then maybe doing a slow forward reach, one side and then the other. So that's your second option. If you've been stretching with the dowel, maybe you come up to reset and do that one more time. I've dropped my dowel. I'm just going to pretend that I still have it in my hand as you do that forward reach. Or again, if you decided the dowel was not a good idea for this one, hands are on your lap with maybe a slow forward reach here. Last one each way. Good. All right. We are almost done. We're going to set our shoulders and come around for a big hug. So shoulders are low, elbows are low. Letting your shoulder blades come away from your spine. So opening up a little bit through those muscles that sit between shoulder blade and backbone. And then maybe you'll do a little side to side, ear towards shoulder. Slow movement. If you would like to hold it in place, of course, that's fine too. Or just slowly moving side to side if that feels better. Good. We're going to unwind ourselves from that stretch and do the same thing with the other arm on top. All right, and we're going back to what we did at the beginning of class with our breathing exercise. So we're going to leave our arms like this just for a minute. And as you take a breath in, the crown of your head's going to get a little closer to the ceiling, and a breath out to release. Maybe as a secondary piece, every time you take a breath in, your elbows are going to pull up, not your shoulders, they stay low, and release. So just a little bit more subtle movement and stretch as you do that. So breath in and out. 2 more like that. And last one. Good. Unwind yourself from that. Give me 3 slow shoulder circles to the back. And then our last stretch today, we'll do a little bit of forearm stretching. So just be gentle with your wrists on this one. We're going to reach out and let your fingertips drop towards the ground. Gentle pressure on the back of your hand, just to release through your forearm. Elbow is straight for this one. We don't get much stretch when your elbow is bent. Shoulder is low. Still focusing on nice even breaths in and out. Good, and then you'll release this side and do a little wrist circle, back the other direction. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So reaching out, fingertips drop towards the ground, gentle pressure through the back of your hand. Straight elbow so that we can feel that stretch. And your shoulder is low. Still focusing on that breathing. Big breath in and an equally big breath out. Good. And then you can release that stretch. Give me a slow roll of that wrist one way and then back the other way. All right. We are done today. As usual, I will end my class with 3 big breaths in. You can start down low, hinged if you like, reaching for the ceiling with a breath in, releasing with a breath out. 2 more. And last one. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I will stick around for a few minutes if you have any questions or just want to chat. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diane. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. It's only us.
It's only us. That's okay.
everybody's not shown. That's
No, no cameras
Small
today.
Small class today.
I know it was. Yeah, I think there was 4.
Sometimes it's more people.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
tell your friends, get them out here.
Yeah.
All you got to do is turn on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be at home or be somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. Today I don't want to go too far anyway. I'm in Calgary or just outside Calgary, and we have
In
extremely
Calgary.
icy streets.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I thought you were in Vancouver. At
No.
my guess was at GF Strong.
Oh,
Oh, you at home too?
I am at home.
work? At home?
Yeah.
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 I'm at home
Yeah.
in Vancouver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
Yes.
have nicer weather than us then.
Yeah. Oh, you got the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. I'm not sure it's going to leave. We'll see.
Wow.
It's been getting down to like -16 at night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
Crazy. It gets down so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. It really drops quick. It's always, when you have young kids, you're never sure whether they're going to wear their costume or just a big snowsuit for
Yeah.
Halloween, right?
Yeah, or their shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming. I think you've been at every class that I've been teaching. Have you been coming for quite a while?
Oh, some.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, usually Thursdays is a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
How
Excellent.
many kids do you have? You said you have kids?
Oh, I have 3, but they're all bigger now. 2 out of 3 are adults now. They all still
Oh,
live at
yeah.
home.
Oh, they also
Yeah.
a lot of